What's happening? I figured I'd give everyone an update. I haven't really been making any kind of content. I kind of left a cryptic email, or a message, I should say, not an email, a message on Twitter about I got fired, which of course is what happened. I thought I had finally gotten my boss's head out of his ass, and we were kind of on the same page. I didn't like the guy, but I also didn't treat him any worse or better than anyone I interact with. And I kind of thought I was helping him out, gaining some confidence and stuff. And I thought he understood that I had his back, and I expected him to have my back. So I was in the office prepping for a bunch of upcoming jobs. They were going to have me booked for weeks on end. I had all my documentation and everything on my desk. So like my passport, my driver's license, my TWIC card, my global entry card and stuff. One of the things that it was always I always complain about getting in and out of Canada. And I had actually said to the guy, hey, John, do you want me to, get a long-term entry thing? Like you can get it like 3 years to get in and out of Canada. I had one of those before, but it expired. And he's like, no, we'll just do it case by case. I was like, really? Because it's really expensive and time consuming. Well, I wouldn't worry about it. So I was in the office, filing all the paperwork and stuff I need to get these various work visas, because I was told to do this. And then I got called into a conference room, like 2 minutes notice. He just came to my desk. Hey, could you come with me? We need to talk. All right. Go into this conference room with him. There's a laptop on the table, and there's a police officer. And I got fired by an HR lady based out of Houston, Texas. Assholes wouldn't even let me go back up to my desk to grab my identification and stuff. I was basically told if I didn't leave the site immediately, the office, I was to be arrested. Pouring down, raining. It's been freezing cold in Appalachia that week. And I basically got escorted out of the building like I shot or stabbed somebody. A little bit annoying. They said they were going to send me all my stuff. I finally yesterday got the last of my things. One of my coworkers basically went into the office and got what little stuff I had left on my desk, like personal things. Like I had a really, really old-timey picture of my grandfather and my grandmother. I don't know why. I don't know why the fuck they didn't just empty out my desk like they said they were going to. They were just sending me stuff piecemeal. And finally, I ended up contacting HR, and I was like, you haven't given me all my stuff. And they're like, well, you're not supposed to have contact with us anymore. You need to send us a certified letter detailing the individual items, what they are, and then we'll send them to you. It was really weird. So, for example, they gave me like 300 copies of my old business card that I can't obviously use anymore. Yet, for some reason, they destroyed my work. I would keep journals of everything that I was doing and stuff. And yeah, I don't know why they just fucking shredded that shit. I've been fielding phone calls from customers and coworkers. Pretty much every single manager on this for the company's outright livid. Our head of customer support is begging me to set up an LLC, and I will just work for him as a contractor. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not becoming a contractor just for you. And then on top of this, how are you going to get this past our HR and all? Since I've been fired, I'm not supposed to have anything to do with you guys. Oh, well, I'll try to figure out a way not to like let anyone know that I'm employing. I'm like, shut up, dude. This is so convoluted. This just sounds like an excuse for me to work for pennies on the dollar, and then the moment there is a fucking issue and the company finds out, you assholes are going to sue me into oblivion. I don't need the money. I think my one bank account, I have like $98,000 in it. My house is paid off. My house is all the cars and everything are paid off. But I don't know. It was just something. I got to give this guy all the credit in the world. John, if you ever stumble upon this, I have never ever been blindsided and manipulated so well by somebody that never had to take a math class in college. This guy is the dumbest motherfucker, and he had me wrapped around his finger. It's just really annoying because I've had all these managers call me up and they're like, Mike, I was going to use you. I've already met with the customers. The customers already met with you. They're expecting you there. What am I going to do? What are we going to do? And I was like, I don't know why you're saying for the first person plural. There is no we. There's just you. And I'm really sorry that your life is made slightly more difficult because mine has been completely upended, completely out of my control. They gave me paperwork, of course, a document explaining why I was fired. It's bullshit. Like literally this idiot put in writing that him and HR have no earthly idea what this company does for a living. I have a theory. There's been a lot of rumors that they're going to shut down our office, our main office in Appalachia, and because they were making a new corporate office in Houston. And one of the things that I've said to John repeatedly, like, John, if this is a thing where they're going to make me, quote unquote, move to Houston, I'm not going to do it, primarily because I'm a field engineer. I travel all the time. Technically, I'm not even required to be in where I live. I'm not upending my entire life and my family just to move to a city that I work in all the time, and I freaking hate it. And John would always say, Mike, no one is going to ask you to move. I'm not moving. I've since found out that John has a house in Houston. A bunch of the managers that told me, well, I'm not moving, I've found out that they very quietly have bought a house in Houston. One of the project managers, he had a real estate license for our state, so I thought for sure he would never move because that was his side hustle. And it has turned out that he has quietly moved to Houston. I think I'm a test run on how they're going to be liquidating the office, where they're just going to bring people in, they're going to have a cop there, they're going to kick you out of the building, and then you have to beg for your shit to come, I got a second interview tomorrow with a major steam turbine. It's an international company, to be a steam turbine field engineer, which is completely different than what I've been doing. But frankly, I don't want to deal with anything involving electrical engineering at this point. I'm so pissed off. The other thing is, like, a lot of the customers that are interested in hiring me, every single one of them want me to fucking move. Like one company wants me to move me and my family all the way up to Canada. That dude could have whipped his dick out and slapped me with it, and I would have been less surprised than to find out that I was getting fired. And again, the way they did it, it was just this HR lady I'd never met before. She was just on a computer. It was so clinical, it was amazing. I don't know how they expect to, I don't know. And of course, I'm getting all these phone calls from pretty much every single field engineer wanting to know, And they're like, yeah, I was told not to talk to you, but I want to hear your side of it because I heard you had a real blow up at our facility in Houston. I was like, I've never been to that facility. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, you didn't throw a punch? And I'm like, if I threw a punch, I'd be in jail right now. Like if I hit somebody, I would be facing manslaughter charges. What was really irritating is that John fucker followed me out in the rain to my car. I get into my car, and he's standing behind my car like he's expecting me to get out and be like, oh, hey, John, I'm really sorry you had to upend my life, man. I hope we could still be friends. Finally, I just rolled down the window. I was like, John, you got to move. Otherwise, you're going to have me arrested. Like, move. It's over. So I've been in the dumps, and then I found out that pretty much half the kids that I've trained up this year, like field engineers wise, they're all getting rounded up at airports when they're on trying to get to job sites, and they're all being deported for like stupid nonsense. And then the company is just firing these kids while they're in a holding camp kind of thing. There's this one kid, Joseph. He's from the Republic of Korea, South Korea. And he's been stuck in a holding area for the last 2 weeks in DC. They're sending him back because he was flying domestically and he didn't have his original passport. He just had his local driver's license and stuff because they have the new smart ID thing. Nobody told him that was going to be an issue. And no question, they're sending him back. Then he's got to try to get back into the States, and he even said, well, I'm going to, Mike, I'm going to reapply, get my job working with you guys because I want to keep working with you. I was like, well, I got bad news, son. I've been fired. And the kid's like, what? I was like, yeah, I've been fired. For what? Oh, I mean, they gave me a reason, but they gave me an excuse, but that's not the reason. And this young kid's like, when I get back, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get you back. I was like, Joe, don't do that. Don't. There are people with way more pull, way more time, way more experience that have all told me the same thing. We're going to get you back. This isn't final. This is moronic. We can't afford to lose you. And then 3 days later, I haven't heard fucking shit from them. So I'm looking to get another field job because I don't want to move. Where I'm at, my only other options are, unless I want to upend my entire family and move, my only other option is like Home Depot or some shit. 13 fucking years. I put up with so much shit from this company. And it was all right until my old boss retired, Hans. Hans was one of the guys that did call me up, and he was just like, what the fuck happened? I was like, what happened is you retired. He goes, what are they going to do? He's like, you're the senior most field engineer they have. I was like, I don't know. Chances are what they're going to start doing is they're going to just start using contractors because it looks, some MBAs decide that it's going to look cheaper. I think they're just liquidating people. I was the first of many. When you want to do something like this, it's so upending and stuff. You want to get rid of the people that could be problems. If there was one person that could have organized people, it was probably going to be me because so many people respect me. So like that idiot guy that I had to help out in Southern California while I was in Alabama on a crane, that idiot employee, he still has his job. He probably won't be touched. Because for some reason, he's just a yes monkey. He doesn't know what he's fucking doing. This is the way of the world nowadays. This is America now. Anyone out there, keep your resume updated. back up everything that you do, and so on. I'll be the first one to admit I didn't have like my contacts and stuff updated, but it'll be fine. These assholes were so cheap they never gave me a work phone, even though they were supposed to years ago. So like my personal cell phone number is the number that customers used all the time. I just don't want to move. I really like my house. I made a life here. This place has always felt like home for me, with the way my childhood was and my time in the military was. It was the first time ever that I planted roots, and it's why I put up with so much shit from the company. I could have moved on years ago. I used to get asked by people, why haven't you moved on? You should move on. But I never did, because I liked the place. Not the job, but I mean this area. I don't know if you can hear the birds and stuff. A lot of important stuff has happened to me here. And most of my memories of living and working here have been exceptionally positive, which again was always a rarity for me. I'll be fine. I know I'll be fine. I'm better off than most people in a similar position, but it's still irritating. 13 years just right out the shitter. I got fired by a guy with a graphics design degree. I don't even understand how he expects to get resources from other managers and stuff. Like, because nobody's going to offer him anybody. If he can get me fired, he can get anybody fired. So, and again, I'm worried that I was the first of what's going to be our entire office. Of course, I don't want to start rumors or nothing. When folks ask me, why'd you get fired? I've just been telling them, John and I apparently didn't get along. Why didn't he switch you out with somebody else? I don't know. I guess he thought it was necessary to draw a line in the sand, say no more. And I defended that dumbass so many times. All the time, other managers come, how do you work for this idiot? Look, man, I don't need an engineer to be in charge of me. I just need him to listen to me. And I thought I'd gotten him to start listening to me. I'm not going to lie. I really thought we had fixed our relationship after this whole fiasco with Bob, where he kind of learned to trust me and to know that I wasn't bullshitting him ever. I wouldn't tell him what he wanted to hear. I would tell him what he needed to hear. And he could trust me. And he told me we were on the same page. And then it was like less than 2 weeks later, he had me fired. So I fully admit I can't read people. I'm a moron. I gotta go cram. I gotta learn as much as I can about steam turbines for this second interview. It's gonna be a pay cut, but I really I don't feel like doing electrical commissioning stuff anymore. I don't feel like fucking with PLCs. I don't feel like fucking with VFDs. I feel like just going full mechanical, go back to my roots, and just be like, yep, it's over. Kids, don't show any fucking loyalty to a company. Always have one foot out the door, especially in the engineering world. It's the only way you get a raise. What the fuck? What the fuck?